Hey, I'm Sarah, and I'm making this channel primarily to kind of monitor and track weight loss, but um, also, and probably a little bit more importantly, I have type 1 diabetes, and so I haven't been very good with it lately. And those of you who are diabetic, whether you're type 1 or type 2, you know how hard it can really be to stay on top of everything and eat the right diet and check your blood sugar and using insulin at the right times. I just it's been a total fail for that, really. But just a little background on me. Um, I have been overweight really my whole life. When I was younger, wasn't really that bad, but as I grew older, it just kind of snuck on to me without really, not that I wasn't paying attention, I wasn't doing anything about it, and it's too easy sometimes. But once I got into college, it really started packing it on, and in 2004, I was in college. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I started having all the symptoms, and actually, when I went to the wellness center at school, they thought that I was type 2 because I'm a little bit older, because at the time I was almost 21, and I was overweight, so they just kind of assumed that I was type 2 instead of type 1, because type 1 is typically seen in younger children, sometimes early teenagers. So I treated myself that whole summer because I got completely freaked out. I didn't know anything about diabetes. No one in my family had had anything to do with it before, so I didn't know anything. And so that summer, I treated myself as though I was a type 2, so they had me on taking metformin, and I was going to the gym all the time. I completely changed my diet. And so between May of that year and August of that year, so a few months, I lost something like 40 pounds, and it was really amazing. And I had never been that small in my adult life, and I was loving it, but my blood sugars weren't behaving. And I ended up going to the hospital in September in what's called diabetic ketoacidosis. It's actually a really serious condition that type 1s get into because they're just making absolutely no insulin, and so it wasn't pretty. So I was there for a few days, and so it was determined then in the hospital that I was type 1, and they pretty much handed me an orange and a syringe. I don't have one here, but and they just said start practicing, because you're going to have to get used to handling a syringe and injecting yourself and giving yourself medication, because this is what type 1 is. So that sucked. It really sucked a lot, but the worst part is that I almost immediately after starting insulin, I started to gain weight. And those of you who do use insulin, I think you guys are going to understand and know what I'm talking about, that even the littlest bit of insulin really makes you hold on to your weight and really makes you gain weight so much easier, which makes it really, really hard to lose weight. So, and also a little bit later on, I got on the pump, and that's even harder. As soon as I got on the pump, I started gaining crazy weight. So not only did I gain all the weight back that I had lost, I gained probably 40 more pounds. So it was just easier because you know what? I felt so much better. I was on insulin. I felt physically better because it's what my body really needed. And so, I couldn't really complain because I did have my health and I wasn't dead. So I'm starting this channel. I don't want to be too long-winded on the first intro. I'm 25 right now. I'm about to be 26, and I'm just completely fed up, you know. Every day, every day, my weight and my blood sugar is on my mind, and not in a good way either. I'm always thinking about it in a really negative way because I know that I need to be doing better about it, but I'm not. And I've been probably complaining to my family and my friends for the past 5 years, so I think it's time that I gave them a break and I started actually doing something good for myself and started making myself feel better. So this is my first video. I'll go into, I'll say more about diabetes or my weight or whatever in future videos, but for right now, this is kind of just letting everyone know this is what I'm here for, and I look forward to talking with other people who have type 1 who struggle with weight or just struggle with keeping your blood sugar in check, because my A1C is terrible and I'd like to, live a long time. I'd also like to keep my eyesight. I'd like to keep my limbs. So it's just a matter of doing it. And I hope that this is going to be the motivation that I need to just go on and do it. So leave a comment below if you happen to be type 1, because I know there's kind of a shortage of videos of people with type 1. So here I am. I'm also a nursing student, by the way, and I'll be graduating next year, so not that I'm like able to give you any kind of advice, but I at least can give you an opinion as a fellow diabetic or a fellow person trying to lose weight. So I look forward to making more videos, and I'll talk to you guys later.